who do you think is going to win this fight?
Like, you were resuscitated from life, you know what I'm saying, to you the last time this happened. So, you know, I don't really know if you really want to go with that plan, but then do you really want to be known as the person that beat the granddaddy that had COVID and wasn't strong enough to go back? Anyway, let's not go there. I think
I'm going to press you for a prediction, and the same for KD. I want predictions on this video. No sitting on the fence.
God.
Hello. It's your girls, Katie and Sham. Welcome to another episode of Boxing and Bantz. Today we've got a guest with us, good pal of mine, RDK, and he's come to talk to us about a couple of topics. First one being the rematch between Whyte and POVETKIN on the 6th of March. RDK, welcome to the show.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you got some really strong thoughts on this fight, so I'm going to let you wrap it up. Who do you think is going to win this fight?
I've already given you my opinion on this.
Don't be shy. Come on.
To be fair, if we look at the last fight, if we analyze the last fight, it looked like as if Dylan was going to win it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up until a certain point, right? And then it took one punch for him to be knocked out, and you know, he was all over the floor and all that stuff. But personally, I don't think he should have taken this fight so quickly.
POVETKIN said that he's changed some of his tactics coming into this new fight. Do you think Whyte should be worried?
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, because not only have they now made adjustments, but Whyte knocked him down twice in the last fight and still didn't manage to knock him out.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, on touching on what you just said, yeah, he does need to be careful, because you got to remember, POVETKIN, if you look at his record, apart from him losing to Klitschko, Joshua, his record is pretty solid.
It's unblemished. Yeah.
Definitely.
He doesn't keep that consistency, and he's not measured in terms of, you know, watching out for that punch. I think it's going to go the same way as it did the last time, to be perfectly honest with you. That's my personal opinion.
Do you agree? Because it was certainly my opinion. Do you agree that's one of the best fights of Dillian's career so far?
What, with POVETKIN?
The first fight, yeah.
Well, when you consider Chisora a good fight, or are you just not disowning him completely?
Do you know what? It's a different type of fight, right? The Chisora fights, both of them was a slugfest.
Yeah.
Different dynamic.
Completely different dynamic. This time round with POVETKIN, it was a lot more measured. You know, he took his time, he picked his shots.
He did.
And, you know, he knocked him down. You know, he timed everything well. So it's two different fights. I wouldn't really compare them.
Yeah, probably one of the best fights he's had so far. I mean, let's be honest, like, with the majority of the fights that he's had up until this point, if we're being real honest about it, most of them have been bums. Let's just put it out there. Like, we're not talking about
Put it out there.
You know what?
Let's keep it real.
I think he's been on a steady, you know, upwards trend for me personally since the AJ fight. I would say he's been steadily kind of improving. You know,
slowly.
Yeah. I'm not saying everything's been perfect, but I think he's gone in the right direction.
All right, this is what I'll say. All right, but then the other thing I was going to say, what about Joseph Parker when he fought him then?
Yeah.
Yeah. No comment.
That was a great performance for me as well. I didn't think he was great in that. So can I just ask though, RDK, so POVETKIN, you know, obviously he said he had COVID and it affects his lungs. Do you think it's going to affect his ability to perform this time round?
Because isn't that part of the reason why the the fight's been delayed so long.
So long, yeah.
Because obviously he's been waiting for his lungs to, get back to the certain levels, for him to be able to breathe properly, for him to, be able to, his strength and conditioning, his, stamina and whatnot. I think I think sometimes when you do come from an illness or a virus, something like this, it can change you, and it could possibly change you for the better. So I wouldn't, if I was in Dylan's position, I wouldn't look at it and say, oh no, he's weaker now. I mean, to be fair, like, how old is he? 40 odd?
He's 41.
40 odd, and he's still, taking out people like it's no business. Do you know what I mean? And obviously when he comes out of this, and if he does come better, which I personally think he will be, he needs to be very careful of the way he's going to be fighting in that fight. He's not going to be looking to run around and do all of this chasing after you. He's going to be looking for the right punches at the right time, and he's going to take you out. It's as simple as that.
So what kind of fight does he need to bring to Povetkin? Does he need to bring a controlled, measured, well-timed fight, kind of like the last one, but just maintain that? Or does he just need to go in and try and go for the knockout early?
The thing is, he'd be silly to go for the knockout early, because Povetkin can punch. Oh my God. That guy can punch. He hurts people. He can hurt people, but if he catches you. And the thing is, it's not hard for him to catch Dylan, because he doesn't move like how, a light heavyweight or a cruiserweight moves. If he did, he'd have him hands down. But when Povetkin can catch you, he will hurt you. I think what will happen is he will try and stick to a plan. He'll try and be controlled and measured. And then when he sees he's got the advantage like he did the last time, it will slip. If it doesn't happen in the 6th round, it's going to happen in the 8th. But he's going to get tired.
So is that your prediction?
My prediction, yes, around the 8th is when he's going to let his guard down. If he has got a game plan, I'm talking about Dylan-wise, right? Yeah. If he does have a game plan, that game plan will last probably up into the 8th round. And then after that, he'll probably see if he is winning, he will go for the knockout. But that might be to his detriment.
If I'm pushed, I'm going to say I feel Dylan will take it. I think he's going to try and go for a knockout as well, just because of how he was knocked out. It was such a sensational knockout. I think he's not going to want to take it to points. I think he's going to want to win this by knockout, personally. And I think he will.
I'm just a bit unsure how he's going to start the fight off. Like you said, RDK, if he's going to have a game plan, if he's going to stick to it, or is he just going to go in there, like you said, Sham, and just say, I got knocked out last time and I'm not making it happen again. I'm going for you. So I don't know how it's going to go. I really don't know.
No, it can go either way. Look, I could say all this now, and then Dylan, shows us something completely different when he gets into the boxing ring. If he does have a game plan, the game plan has to be stick to it, be controlled, be measured. Even if it looks like you can go for the kill, don't do it yet. Wait until probably about the 10th, 11th round, and then go all out. Because at that point, look, it's even if it is looking like points, you could probably nick it or take the win. Yeah. But can you do that for 10 to 12 rounds? 11 rounds. Can he do that? And that's the question I have to ask you guys. Like, do you really think for 10, 11 rounds, he can be controlled and measured? Like, disciplined? Really?
I would hope to think so, because he's had so much time now from the fight being postponed till now. I would hope to think that they've trained for that.
But you would assume that he would have trained for that in the first place. And what the other thing is, my only concern is how often have we actually seen him be measured, measured, like in the same way he was in that first Povetkin fight? Because I've seen him go to 12, but if you look at the ones where he has gone to 12, it's been quite frenzied and slugfestish. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know if I've seen him be measured for 12 rounds and just take his time and pick his shots carefully. So I think that's a good point. My answer is I don't know, but I'm really willing him on. I really, really want him to win. I think that's the case for most of the British public. most people want Dillian to win this?
It just comes down to discipline.
Mm.
If he doesn't come across as the type of person that's disciplined, he comes across as the type of person when he comes into the boxing ring, it's going down. Don't matter which way it goes. If I die, I die. But last time,
but isn't that the attitude you need to an extent as a boxer?
Yeah, but you do have to do that. But at the same time, like everyone goes in there in the mindset of, look, if I go in there, I've gone all out, I've done the best that I can. Yes, and you have the mindset of, oh yeah, if I die, I die. But like, you were resuscitated from life, you know what I'm saying, to the last time this happened. So, you know, I don't really know if you really want to go with that plan. I think the best thing for you to do is follow the plan that your trainers is giving you, which I really can't see him doing. But if he can do it for at least 10 rounds, he has the chances of winning this fight. That's the reality of it. Like I said, Povetkin, he is older. He obviously he's just contracted COVID. We don't know what his lungs are saying. We don't know what his stamina is saying. We don't know whether or not he's going to be the same fighter as he was before. We don't know. So that might work to Dillian's advantage. But then, do you really want to be known as the person that beat the granddaddy that had COVID and wasn't strong enough to go back? Anyway, let's not go there. I think if he wins it, we just have to say it's a win regardless. But, you know, yeah, the best thing he should have just won it the first time, and you know.
And that's it. Yeah.
Let's keep it moving to Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce. Who wins?
So, you know, obviously they fought in the Olympics, right?
It was the World Series boxing 2013.
And to be honest with you, when I've watched that fight probably about 3 or 4 times, and I don't know if Usyk really had that fight like the way that they scored it. Unless you guys have a different opinion.
No, I said this to my partner.
Yeah, it wasn't the most convincing win. It wasn't the most convincing. It was an impressive win.
It wasn't. And I know it's based on points and yeah, because obviously they're not really going to be able to knock each other out because they're wearing all the protective gear and whatnot. But I looked at that fight and I could easily have put that as a draw. You know, really. You know, I think when I look back at it, I see Usyk was struggling to get at him, and I think towards the later rounds, that's when he got the opportunity to, you know, take advantage. And I can see why the judges kind of went his way, but if it was normal boxing, I don't think they would have scored it that way, if I'll be honest with you. Usyk's game plan is going to be to win on points. If he can knock him out, he's not a knockout person, but if he can knock him out, he'll try, but he's not a knockout person. He's a guy that he knows he's coming into a weight division which he's not comfortable in, but he is yet to feel comfortable in, right? I think if he puts on a bit more weight and a bit more strength, he can cause a bit of problems in that division. Now, we talk about, sorry, I've forgotten his name now.
Joyce.
Joyce now, he's had quite a few fights, you know, coming up the divisions. He hasn't lost anything yet. The only problem that anyone will say about Joyce is the fact that he's slow. But he is a natural heavyweight person that you would naturally look to say, look, he's going to be taking people out. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he has done that. But the only thing we've ever said about him is that his movement is just way too slow. Like, he just needs to speed things up a little bit. Now, for heavyweight division, technically, you know, there wouldn't be any real issues with that whatsoever had we not have the type of heavyweights that we've got at the moment. You know what I mean? They're fast, they can move. Like, I can't really see him fighting against Tyson Fury and winning. Let's keep it honest.
I'm going to press you for a prediction, and the same for KD. I want predictions on this video. No sitting on the fence. Predictions.
It's hard. It's hard with these two because
it is a difficult one. But
if you want a choice, I can only go on past history, and I can only say Usyk because he's fought him before and he knows what he's got to do this time. How about that?
KD?
You broke it down. You broke it down, and I fully agree with you.
You think
Because
Usyk?
No, me personally, I feel as though there's nothing right now that I can say that's special about them that they're gonna do in this fight. You know,
Yeah.
like, so I would say it will go all the way. That's my prediction.
And who will take it?
It's a draw.
Oh my goodness. I can't deal with this fence sitting. All right.
You know why? It's like
I'm gonna make a prediction, okay?
Go for it.
This is what I think will happen. I think Joe will be his usual heavy punching but slow self. I think he will keep the pressure up. I think Usyk will lead him around and keep running and avoiding trying to be hit, which is what he usually does. However, I think he will get caught and I think he will be hurt based on what I saw in the early rounds with him and Chisora, because he was hurt. When Chisora was at full strength at the beginning of the fight, he felt those blows. So
he absorbed them. Well, he absorbed the lips.
He absorbed them, but he did struggle. There was a minute I was worried.
A little bit.
Incy bit, yeah.
A bit, yeah. So I'm going to say Joyce, but I think, yeah, Joyce.
Joyce, that's it. There's no more nothing, so don't try it.
Look. Honestly, we will always vote for Joyce. He's always moving. He doesn't stop. He just keeps going and going. He may not catch you, but he will catch you with one of those slow, roundhouse punches at some point during the fight, and it will hurt you.
Fair dues. That's a good matchup. So we'll see what happens. So RDK, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been great to hear your opinions. Come back on the show soon.
Definitely, it was lovely speaking to you guys. Nice little talk, But yeah, I'll definitely come back. Why not?
All right.
Amazing. You take care.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.